Why this issue? Why, of all the issues you could have chosen, why were you so passionate about getting us out of the European Union?
Virtually every aspect of our commercial lives have been given away to be run by a European project over which we had so little say. So to me, it was fundamental. You know, should we actually have, you know, the basic facets of a nation? And a nation controls its borders, makes its laws, and puts its own people first. That is what a nation does. And that, I felt, is what we'd surrendered. And a bunch of gutless career politicians, without ever telling us the truth, were happy to give that away. And I thought, you know what, the hell with them. I'm going to do something about it, and I did.
There's another side to all this, obviously, the more contentious side. In 2006, David Cameron described UKIP as a bunch of fruitcakes, loonies and closet racists.
Yes.
He said in one interview, British people should be wary of Romanian families moving into their street.
No, it wasn't Romanian families. It was a... How would you feel if a gang of Romanian men moved in next door to you? Would you be comfortable? I said, well, of course people wouldn't be comfortable. I was reflecting the truth. Frankly, you wouldn't be happy if a group of any men moved in next door to you.
Right, but when you attach a label to them like Romanian, what you're basically doing is demonising a country.
Well, I was asked...
people that come from that.
This is the old trick, isn't it? I was asked a question, I gave an answer.
Right.
I just shouldn't have answered it. But
So it was a mistake?
yeah, I just shouldn't have answered
But
it.
do you understand that when that plays out, people look at you and they think, well, maybe there is a bit of truth then to this. Maybe he has got a bit of racism to him.
Well,
that's it sounds racist.
Yeah, but it's not racist, obviously, but that's what people do try to do.
It depends. I mean, people do think that kind of
But
comment is racist.
our policies are common sense policies.
I get that. I get that what you're saying, but I also get that when you say things like that, it plays into the narrative at the time that UKIP has a whiff of racism about it.
When you look at the sheer hundreds of hours of interviews and speeches I've done, you really struggle to find anything you can put in that category.
The problem you had was a lot of UKIP members behaved in a manner that played into that narrative, and I'm going to take you through some of them. Well, a UKIP councillor, David Sylvester, blamed the 2013 storms and floods, well, across the country on the legalisation of gay marriage.
Do you know, whilst that was happening...
If you say, I mean,
hang on.
He's a UKIP
whilst
councillor.
That was happening...
Behaving like a fruitcake, loony
He had been a
bigot.
Tory councillor for 22 years on Henley Town Council and had said those things for 22 years. You'd never heard of him. The media had never covered anything he'd done. He joins UKIP, he's front page of the Times.
But what you're doing is a Trump tactic.
It's nonsense.
You're distracting from just a simple question, which is...
Well, if you can't see the logic that this man for 22 years
I'm not
has said
asking you
it as
about
a
the
Tory...
logic. I'm asking you, when a UKIP councillor blames the storms when he's representing your party at the time on the legalisation of gay marriage and he got suspended from the party, isn't the simplest thing to say it was outrageous?
This was a deliberate media campaign to paint UKIP out to be something that it wasn't.
Well, hang on, he said it, though.
Well, do you know what?
Didn't he?
Do you know what? Do you know what? Every week, almost every week, there's a councillor that goes to prison somewhere in this country.
Again, you're offering me other stuff. I'm just asking you to respond to this one guy.
I've stood down as leader. I don't need to sit here in front of you or anybody else and have to defend people I've never met, over whom I have absolutely no authority.
I didn't ask you to defend him.
And I think, frankly, you know, thank God Brexit happened, because this is what they tried to do in this country, to stop Brexit from happening.
Well, hang on.
To pick somebody who was irrelevant.
Nigel, hang on. To
pick somebody who, in this
I
case,
don't know what journalists you've done this to before and whether they roll over.
Was he the party chairman?
All you've done is just tell me endless stuff about other people.
It's nuts.
Was it wrong?
He's irrelevant.
Was it wrong?
He's irrelevant.
You can't say that's wrong?
It's wrong, but it's irrelevant.
It is wrong?
It's irrelevant.
But it's wrong?
Utterly irrelevant.
I find this fascinating. You find this so difficult to just say it was completely wrong.
I'm sick of the totally false portrayal of UKIP because of one isolated incident and somebody who said something stupid on the internet at midnight, and that was used as a means of trying to keep Britain in the European Union and trying to blunt UKIP, and it's outrageous and it's monstrous.
What about Godfrey Bloom's speech to UKIP activists where he objected to sending aid to Bongo land?
Well, but Godfrey was rather like Boris Johnson. You know, having to deal with Godfrey Bloom was rather like Cameron with Johnson. He will say things occasionally...
Was he wrong to say that?
He was wrong to use the term Bongo land. Was he right about us sending foreign aid to corrupt regimes all over the world when we could spend it better at home? Of course he was right.
You understand why Cameron...
No, Piers, I think you're missing something.
What am I missing?
I've stood down as UKIP leader. I'm not responsible for these people anymore. I'm not interested.
But you were responsible.
Yeah,
for it.
I've gone. I've gone. Godfrey Bloom went. He stood down. You know, people who behaved badly went.
The other three quick ones, I'm going to read them out. UKIP member Julia Gasper branded gay rights a lunatic's charter.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
I'm just going to finish it. You can say what you like at the end of it. Remarked on links between homosexuality and paedophilia. She resigned from the Oxford branch. Andre Lampitt, the star of a UKIP election advert, was caught posting racist tweets, including one saying most Nigerians are generally bad people. He was suspended.
Actually, all you found so far are people who are members of an organisation who've said bad things. Well, in the other parties, they do bad things.
Right.
All right?
But I haven't even asked you a question yet.
But look, I am not... I couldn't care less. Don't bother to ask me. I'm not interested. Right. It's gone. You know, I lived through years of this bullshit, frankly, from you people, and I want no more of it.
OK. You see, if I'd been you in this particular circumstance, I'm surprised by your, I would argue, quite a rational response, in the sense that...
Oh, no, it's rational.
But all you had to do was just say, you know what, in all these cases, these people behaved despicably. I distanced myself completely from them.
It is because of these irrelevant people who held no position. They happened to join an organisation, and because of these irrelevant people being demonised by liberal media, I've had to live years, frankly, of being frightened of walking out into the street, all because the media picked out these people, and because of these people attempted to demonise me and give me a bad name.
I get that.
And you're surprised.
I get that. No,
you're surprised 3 years on, where I have to live like a virtual prisoner, that I'm not happy about it.
Have you had a lot of death threats, personally?
Plenty, yeah.
But ones that are credible?
I don't know. I just don't know.
Does it keep you awake at night?
No. No. There's no point worrying about it.